What's up guys, Bolt here bringing you a brand new movie car remake. In today's remake I am bringing you the Harley Davidson Livewire from the movie Avengers Age of Ultron, written by Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. I thought this bike would come out pretty decently for this build because it was an electric bike. It's also based around the actual Livewire bike. I don't know if it's supposed to be an exact Harley Davidson and all that. I know it is electric. It's really fast, really fun, and I thought it would come out with a build like this. It turned out decent. There are a few things I'm going to go over that you can kind of alternate if you want to try it out and see if it looks better, or if you actually think it looks better. I don't think it looks that bad this way for her build, but I mean, we can't get exactly close, but it is, like I said, about 80% as good. So as always, we're going to start off like we always do with the base price. You want to go to the internet, you want to go to the travel and transport website, you want to go down to the Legendary Motorworks website, and you want to go down and you want to find yourself the Western Powersurge, part of Los Santos Drug Wars DLC. Now this vehicle is going to be costing you $1,605,000. You're probably thinking that is hella expensive, especially for a motorcycle. You are absolutely right. It is not HSW. It is not a Monitech. It is just an electric, pretty much Harley Davidson for the most part. That's pretty much what it is based after. And I have to say the performance on this thing's great. It handles great. Even in the snow, it handles great. And there's actually a lot of good customization for this vehicle. So if you don't have one and you want to make this build, well, let's just follow along with the build. So once you have your car and you have your color, meet us at the Los Santos car meet location. I thought I would come here for this because, I mean, I can come here and not get too bothered about it. Plus, there's a little bit of like atmosphere here as well. Sadly, there's no music playing because of copyright issues. But I mean, other than that, it just kind of is alive, compared to this sitting outside the regular LSC or Benny's or something like that. But if I need to, I will do it outside those. But for this build, let's go to the car meet and let's go customize the beauty. So as you pull in, the Western Powersurge is in the motorcycle category. I mean, that I shouldn't need to say anything else about that. I don't know exactly what year this is supposed to be based on. I don't know what year this bike actually was in the movie. I believe the movie came out in 2015, but the bike that people wanted to buy was not available until about 2020 or so. So I want to say that these bikes actually started releasing around 2020, maybe 2021. I don't even know if they actually got out around that time. I just know that it was probably speculated or maybe even had like pre-orders available for them or something. So anyways, as I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design, the car, and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in on my build, or recreate my build, or take some things away from my build. You're more than welcome to. And without further ado, let's get into the build. Now guys, I will let you know that I still am sick, so if you hear my voice a little bit different, or if they hear me cough in the background, I do apologize. I'm going to try to cut them out as much as possible. But there's not too much customization to go over in this thing, but we're going to go over what we can. So guess what? Let's start off with the bodywork. You want to go to the bodywork and you want to keep that stock. They didn't have no like cover on the very bottom of the actual bike. It was just pretty much opened up. It showed pretty much the engine and like the framework of the body and everything like that. So yeah, I would just go with none there. After that, move on to the fairing. You want to go with the electric power fairing. Now you're probably thinking why you want to go with this. The fairing that is on the front end of the actual bike, like the front part right here, as you can see it's changing, is actually completely kind of flat or cut off on the sides. As you can see, all these have like either it's bulged out really big, or it's actually sticking out on the side right there. As you can tell, it's kind of like bulging out just a little bit right here. It bulges up as well. The best one I think that fits the best is the electric power fairing. It just kind of makes it more symmetrical with the bike, more flat, more kind of like old schoolish, almost like Steve's bike with Captain America's bike, I should say, in the movie, or somewhere around his movies, like the older style bike. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Maybe she got her inspiration from that for her bike, but who knows. But yeah, the electric power fairing is my best choice for that part. After that, move on to the frames. You want to go with this stock frame. I was thinking about going with like a secondary frame, making it like a certain secondary color or something, but I think that the stock frame is actually a really good choice, and it does fit really well. And on top of that, it's not as dark or as bright as this. It's kind of like a mixture in between the black and this color here. So it's like a mixture in between the two, and it just fits really well, and it looks really close to the one that's actually in the movie. From there, move on to the front mudguards. You want to go with the primary front mudguards. You want to make sure you do have that big, nice black front mudguard on there like that. I guess it's not really big, but it is the only black mudguard you can get on there other than this one. But yeah, I would definitely just go with that black one because you want that primary color on that. So just go with the primary front mudguards. After that, move on to the front seat. You want to go with the stock seat. Her seat was kind of like just kind of more small and kind of cut off at the end. These, as you can tell, once I change it, it kind of angles it back a little bit. It kind of makes it more bulbous. It kind of like adds a little tail to it, you know, kind of shrinks it, makes it bigger. There's a bunch of things that it does happen and we don't want. So yeah, I think the best option is to just keep it stock. Plus she didn't have like any kind of like pattern on the seat. It was just a pretty much like I would say a leather seat most likely. From there, we move on to the fuel tank. I went with the classic tank. I think this fits the best. It kind of has the feel, like I said, kind of like how, you know, Captain America's bike was back in the day too. His bike kind of had that same exact feel. It's like more like a smaller style, like aerodynamic type style tank compared to the stock one. And like the other ones that you can see, they're kind of like big over, completely fold out and all that stuff. I think that the best one, in my personal opinion, is the classic tank. I think it has the best design and best look for the build, and that's my best choice. From there, move on to the lights. You want to go to headlights. You want to just keep them stock. I don't think you really want to change it. I mean, if anything, you might change it to something like maybe a xenon or a white light. But I mean, for me personally, I'm just going to keep it stock. I don't know exactly what color the light was. I think in the movie, she didn't really show the light, so it's kind of hard to like take a guess. And I don't really know what light they actually have in real life. I would say whatever they have in real life, just go for that light. Me personally, I'm just gonna keep it stock. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna, it doesn't bother me too much. It's mainly just for like my more important builds. I wouldn't say this is an important build, but mainly for like my Fast and Furious or other kind of big special car builds, then I would definitely go more in depth with the light. But as of right now, no, I'm good with just keeping a stock light. From there, move on to the livery. Now, me personally, I have none. The actual bike in the movie, she actually has like a Harley Davidson, like red text across the tank, as well as probably a little bit of text on the bottom. And the rims are also like black, but they also have a red around the inside. I'll kind of go over some alternative for that as well. But for this alternative, if you actually wanted to do something somewhat similar to it, you could go with something like the Love Fist. It kind of gives the text on there. It's also red to an extent. So either I would go with either the Love Fist, you know, kind of give that little bit of extra texture there, or a little bit of extra text, I should say. Or you can just go with like my choice, which is none. From there, move on to the mirrors. I went with the race mirrors. Now, in the movie, I don't think it actually had mirrors. If it did, it was really, really small. But unfortunately, we cannot remove the mirrors. Either you have these big bulbous mirrors, which are on the stock mirrors, or you go with the more kind of like race-esque, sly, and like really slender type style, aerodynamic type mirrors, the race mirrors. And again, I think the race mirrors look really great. And it's pretty much what is actually on the real life bike. So, I mean, if anything or all else fails, just go with the race mirrors, in my opinion. From there, move on to the plate. Now, I don't know what was on the plate or what color it was. I don't even think there was a plate on the bike. But I just went with a blue and white too, and my Volt plate. Volt just fits it really well because it's electric. I mean, another thing you could go for is like a yellow and black to kind of blend in. And you know what? I'm actually going to go with that on mine right now, just to kind of make it blend in a little bit more like stealthy type look to it. That's my choice for it. So I'm going to go with the yellow and black. You guys can choose any kind of plate you want, or what kind of plate they're actually from, like doing the movie and everything. I would do that there, and then just put a custom plate on, or just keep it stock, because I mean, and I didn't see no custom plate or a plate on the bike at all. From there, move on to the rear mudguards. Now, I did have the primary rear mudguards on, and I thought they looked really good, but upon further inspection, a little bit closer look, it looks like the rear mudguard is actually like more like a matte or like a kind of like, you know, stock mudguard. So that's why I kept the stock mudguard for the rear. Same respray for last. We move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type, you want to go to the front wheel, you want to go to the stock rims, and you want to go on the street special rims. These I think fit the best for the main rim design. Now again, they also fit really well because they go for both the rear and the front. So make sure you do put them on both the front and the rear. As you can see here, I have them both on there. The street special ones, I think they fit the best. They have the same kind of like look as the actual one from the movie. Now, the sad part is, if we go back, we go to the wheel color. As you can see, if I change it to red, which is what the actual like interior or the color of the actual rim was, and then the actual like spokes were black, it changed the entire thing to red. Now you're probably thinking, well, there is a little bit of an alternative to kind of get the kind of look somewhat. You have to actually put on the red, and then you have to go back to your rims, and the rim you want to put on is one down, and it's the eraser. As you can see here, it kind of gives that red line around the inside, but it actually has more like a shuriken type style to it, or like a kind of a car type rim style to it, instead of like the kind of spiked pointed style. I don't know if that makes any sense. You can kind of see it from this angle. I'll go to the rear one here so you can see it a little bit better maybe. So change it, there you go. You just play around with it, choose which one you think works best. Me personally, I'm just gonna keep the stock street specials, and I'm going to just keep them black. That is gonna be my best choice for the build, and I just think it looks the best. I'm not trying to get that red ring. That doesn't really apply to me too much. At least I still have the same design look to it, so some people will probably get it. I mean, I'm sorry you can't get the rims perfect, but it is GT Online, so there you go. Take your pick on what you want, guys. From there, move one of the tires. You want to go to tire design. There is no custom tires, so don't worry about adding that. After that, move on to the tire enhancements. You just want to go with the standard tires. You don't want low grips, and you'd probably go with bulletproof tires because, you know, being an Avenger, I would expect the person to actually have bulletproof tires personally, or some kind of protection on their tires, I would say. But me, I don't really think there was any, or I didn't see anything, so I'm just gonna go with standard tires for right now. I may change it in the future, you never know, because I know it is GT Online, and you know, I know how people are on GT Online. Or for my best part, I'm just gonna go with standard tires. The best thing other thing you could do is go with bulletproof tires, but completely your choice. From there, move on to the tire smoke. You just want to go with the white tire smoke. I don't see a point in changing this. I don't think it had any other kind of tire smoke to it, so just keep it white. All right, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. All right, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car and my primer out rolled steel. Pretty much what I always do for all my builds. That way you know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going over an LSC color and a custom crew color, so that way you guys can follow along whatever way you want to do it. So we're going to start with the LSC color. You want to go to the primary color. You want to go down to the metallics. You want to go and click the metallic black. It's going to give you that nice black look to it, and then the kind of frame is stock, so it kind of gives that nice kind of like darkish grayish, a little bit more vibrant gray, I guess, to the actual like wire frame of the bike. And the seat is also your secondary color, so you want to go to your secondary color. You want to go down to the mats, and you want to go down and you equip the gray. Now, I did have light gray on for a little bit of time, but I think the gray is a little bit better. As you can see, it kind of makes it a little bit darker, and it doesn't also match the pure black that I'm going to put on a little bit later on. But yeah, it does make it a little bit darker, and it just kind of fits a little bit better in my opinion. So we go back to the primary, make sure your pearlescent is on black, because you do not want it any more black than black, pretty much. You just want it all black. And that right there is the LSC color. So just a metallic black with a black pearlescent, and the secondary color is going to be a matte gray. Now I'm going to put the RGB and hex code down in the description below, and the hex code is going to be on screen for my custom crew color that I'm going to be putting on right now. So in 3, 2, 1... there you go. You probably didn't see it change very much, but I mean, once you go pure black, it just overdoes regular black so much, and it's just hard to go back to regular black, in my opinion. So I'm going to equip that just like that. Again, just like the first one, make sure your pearlescent is on black, and then your secondary color is, again, going to stay the same with the matte gray. As you can tell, a little bit of a difference between the regular black and the gray seat now. If I go back to the metallics, you can kind of see the difference. This actually stands out a lot more because it makes it even more of a black, and then it kind of gives like a darkish kind of gray seat to it, which looks really nice and really close to the actual build. And that is it, guys. That's how you recreate the Harley Davidson Livewire that Agent Romanoff, or I should say Natasha Romanoff, or aka Black Widow, drives in the Age of Ultron. I mean, it turned out really nice. It was the actual bike from the movie and everything, so I think it turned out really great. So a little thing that you guys probably don't know about, I actually tweeted Rockstar about building this bike and adding it to GT Online. I was like, hey Rockstar, you know, actually be really fun or really cool if you actually added this bike to GT Online or something similar. And I actually posted this back in like 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. So, you know, come a couple years later, I guess maybe, you know, you got to be careful because it didn't say they looked at it or liked it or retweeted it or even messaged or responded to it, you know. Kind of just keep your eye out on what you say to Rockstar because they are listening and they are looking, I guess. That's what my takeaway is from this. Let's go back to our parking spot. Oh my god, this thing's so fast that it just runs into everything when it goes inside the mod shop and then when it leaves the mod shop. All right, we're gonna do a little spin for you guys real quick in the sun / snow because it is still snowing. I am still doing this during the time it is still supposed to snow till the 10th. Like I said, I think the bike turned out great. It handles great in the snow. It's really fun. It's really fast. I've won a lot of bike races with this thing too. People say it's not the fastest bike, but I believe it's pretty quick. Like it gets up and goes. Is it worth the 1.6 million? I would say yes, personally. It fits my name, it fits my style, you know, electric. You know, I have the Coil Cyclone 2, and I have a bunch of other electric cars. Now I have the Powersurge. It just kind of screams me, you know? So anyways, let's just go for a little bit of a drive. Just like any other electric vehicle, it is silent. The engine, you can't hear it. It does have the wheelie glitch bump boost though. As you can see, super speed, no time at all. And I mean, it does have a digital speedometer as well, as you can see. Let me see if I can get up here in the straight stretch. So yeah, like 120, and then if I actually lean forward, we're going about 140. So I mean, this thing is really fast. I mean, really fast. That is without wheeling, by the way. Wheeling actually increases speed even more. It doesn't almost like the Shinobi though. It can actually hit some bumps and like some like walls and things and actually bounce off and go all over the place. Case in point. Just like that. I wasn't really expecting that, but yeah, just like that. So yeah, overall, actually happy with them adding this, and it is really cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up the video, guys. So as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you'd like to see next. Again, it can be anything. It doesn't need to be just Fast and Furious. It can be any kind of movie, any kind of real life vehicle, any kind of comic book vehicle. I don't know. What else can I say? Can't wait to see what this new year actually has going on for us. I do want to say, before I actually end this video, I do want to say rest in peace, Ken Block. He was a big inspiration to me, like learning the drift in GT Online and just in general. He provided a lot of entertainment and a lot of insight and a lot of fun for a lot of people through his eyes and through his videos and his drifting and all that stuff. You know, he will be missed, and yeah, I hope and wish the best for his family. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the love and support, as always. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.